wanted to first thank Assemblyman Green, Mayor Mapp, Director Carl Riley, and all of you for being engaged on such an important topic. And I also first want to introduce some key members of Union County Prosecutor's Office. Hopefully you've seen them canvassing your neighborhoods, trying to investigate these homicides that have occurred recently. But I wanted to introduce them so you get to know them as well as I do. So first I wanted to introduce our homicide supervisor, Mike Henn, extremely experienced homicide investigator and assistant prosecutor. He's a chief for our unit. He supervises the assistant prosecutors as well as the detectives. Harvey Barnwell, Lieutenant Barnwell. He supervises the detectives, the task force, the homicide task force of Union County. Our chief, John McCabe, chief of detectives, Union County. And then lastly, Mark Spivey, our public information officer and community relations. First of all, before anything, I wanted to express my condolences to the family and friends of the victims of the homicides. I'm not in the place that you are, and I'm extremely sorry for your loss. I have the privilege of being prosecutor of this county, and whether or not it's fortunate or unfortunate, I get a call every time there's a homicide in the county. So I know that there have been 12 tragedies in Plainfield this past year. And although I don't feel the pain as much as the people who were close to the victims, I understand how upset and angry you must be. And frankly, I think it's unacceptable. And what I'm here to say to all of you tonight is that it is our sworn goal and our commitment from the county prosecutor's office to bring justice to those victims. And our goal is to not only solve the homicides, but also convict the defendants who committed them. That is our purpose. And just to explain the difference between the local police department and our prosecutor's office. The local police department investigates serious crimes as well, robberies, burglaries, shootings that don't occur in deaths. And then we take those cases from the time they're charged to the prosecutor's office, and we have lawyers who take them from complaint to trial or plea. And then we're also engaged in the sentencing of those defendants. But in certain very important cases, like homicides and larger gang cases, we take the lead on those investigations. And so when we talk about the homicide task force of the county, what that is a group of about 16 detectives, both detectives from our prosecutor's office, but also the local departments, including 2 Plainfield officers, who have band together, and they have the experience in only doing homicide investigations. So that is their expertise. And on every homicide that occurs in the county, that same group will go out and investigate along with the local police department. That's what they do day in and day out. And they do it in conjunction with the local police department. And I'm here to tell you that over the last 10 years, 2005 to 2015, in Plainfield, we've had an 83% solve rate, okay? So the state average is about a half, 50%. So we actually do extremely well with this type of plan and this type of process. But I know we've had 12 homicides in the last year and only 4 have been solved. That's currently the status. 3 of them have occurred in the last month, so we still are very, very actively investigating them. And we are committed to continue to investigate every open homicide in Plainfield. That's what I'm here to tell you. But we live in a criminal justice system, and the best criminal justice system in the world. And maybe you don't always agree with it, but we live in a criminal justice system where a defendant is innocent until proven guilty. And a defendant's only proven guilty when we provide evidence of that person's guilt. And that can be fingerprint evidence, it can be DNA, it can be many things. But in homicide investigations, oftentimes we don't have the physical evidence. We rely on witnesses. And I'm here to tell you that I've looked at every single homicide in Plainfield. And the most prevalent problem right now in solving those homicides, those open homicides, is the fact that we don't have cooperative witnesses. We have people who were at the scene, who were shot at or shot, injured, who will not talk to the police. And let me tell you, I'm more than a little frustrated. And you should be too. Do you want to take back your community?
That's right.
Yes. I know you do. I know that's why all of you are here. And my message to you is if you want to take back your community, you have to help the police solve these serious, serious tragedies and bring justice to those victims that have been the victim of senseless acts of violence. So I implore all of you to work with the police and to tell your friends and family to work with the police. Because it's not just about those individual victims, it's about the future safety of your own community. It's your own backyard. And you don't want your other friend or your baby or your relative to be the next victim in this community. And I know that Director Riley, Sheriff Ryan, Chris Debbie with the Union County Police will work their hardest to patrol, to give you as much security as possible. But when someone is intending to murder another person, it's extremely hard to stop them. And what we need from you is we need the ability to get these guys off the street. Okay? And so, if that's what you want, we need your help. And that's why all of us are here. That's why Mike Henn is here, Harvey Barnwell, we're here to let you know that we do care. And we love our jobs because when we actually do bring justice to victims, it's an amazing thing. So, I implore all of you to look at the flyers out on the table, to call the Crime Stoppers number, 908-654-TIPS. There's cards out on the table. And to really help us solve these crimes and help you take back your community. I am here, and I will be here for the next hour or so to answer any questions that you may have. But what I will tell all of you right now is that we've spent, from a county level, over 1,000 overtime hours just on Plainfield. Our homicide task force has devoted more than half their time this year to Plainfield. So the last thing I want you to feel is that this town, the city has been neglected. It is our focus right now. And we do care. We want to bring justice to the victims of these homicides. Thank you very much.